stop. If you've been going to social events and preparing by scripting every little word you're going to say in your head, trying to imagine what you're going to do and rehearsing everything beforehand, you've got to stop doing that. It's only increasing your social anxiety. In this video, I'm going to give you a weird little trick that I discovered which reduced my social anxiety massively. And stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to be revealing psychological tricks that no therapist will ever tell you because they don't know, because they have never had social anxiety and they don't understand how it works or how to really overcome it. What I've seen across many years of coaching clients from all around the world is that they all share a common habit, which is when they're faced with a social situation, their first reaction is to go into a safety behavior where they try to control every single aspect. They try to plan what they're going to wear, what they're going to say, how they're going to act. They'll script out things in their head. They start to imagine the scenario in their mind, and all of this only makes the situation worse. Do not do this. The trick I'm going to reveal with you today is something that I discovered in the monastery in Japan, and that is the art of mind clearing or mind blanking. It's the complete opposite of the safety behavior of planning everything and scripting everything. And it will feel very weird to you and very scary at first. But what I'm going to tell you is that when you have a social engagement coming up, or even if you're just going to the supermarket, whatever it is, blank your mind. When you feel the imagination building up, when you start to see those images and those catastrophizing thoughts starting to build up in your mind, try and cut them, blank your mind like a white piece of paper. And what you'll find is that when you go into a situation, your mind will start to run ahead of you because that's how it works when we have an anxious brain. But as you train it to be more in the moment, more present, this will start to stop. So maybe you're walking up the steps to a restaurant, to a social engagement, and in your head, your mind will start to try and run ahead. That's when you got to grab it and just cut it, blank it, okay? Don't even imagine what the situation will look like. Don't imagine where the people are sitting. Don't imagine what you're going to say. Because if you do that as well, the first thing that comes out of your mouth will sound clunky and prescripted. And oftentimes it won't even fit with the situation. You will have a prescripted opening planned, and then somebody will catch you off guard by saying something that you're not expecting at all, and the two will not fit together. So I want you to think like a Zen monk, be completely in the moment. And when you feel the imagination building up, cut it. This works fantastically well, and I'll tell you why. Most social anxiety comes from anticipation. What you find is that the event is very rarely as bad as the way you imagine it to be. And this is because anxiety lives in the future. You're imagining stuff. And when you have social anxiety, you're trained to think in a very negative way. So you build up a lot of catastrophization or these negative, scary thoughts. And when you get there, it's nothing special at all. In my own life, what this looked like is whenever someone invited me to an event, I would imagine all these impossibly beautiful and glamorous people, and I would just be this horrible, ugly little wretch who would feel totally inferior and insecure, and I would just cancel. What happened when I started to say yes to invites is that I found when I went there, it was a bunch of very normal people just sitting around talking about very normal stuff in a very non-challenging, unscary way. So you have to try and cut this habit of building things up in your mind, blowing it all out of proportion, because that is what makes us cancel the invitation. That's what makes us send that text message at the last minute saying, I'm sorry, I can't go. My dog's sick. I won't be able to come this time. It's never as bad as your anxious mind is going to lead you to believe. So cut the thoughts. If you're sitting there and it's the night before and you start to think about that thing you're going to the next day, the party you've been invited to, cut it. Find a distraction, go out for a walk. Just do not entertain it. At the end of the day, overthinking is a kind of indulgence that we get used to entertaining. Just do not let yourself do it. Find a diversion, do some meditation, do some breathing, jump in the shower, go out for a walk, whatever it takes. It's a discipline you need to build to distract yourself and not entertain that line of thinking. And what you'll find happens is that as you do this, you actually come into the present moment and interactions become much more spontaneous and authentic because you're not scripting, you're not imagining, you're just there, you're waiting to see what the person says, and then you're replying and responding spontaneously, not out of some weird, clunky, pre-scripted place in your head. I've seen huge results with this in my own life. I see huge results from my clients. And just to give you an example, one client was invited to a party the other day, a big party where he was going to be part of the DJing team. He had never really DJed before. He was very nervous. We worked on this very point. We decided not to build up any of the anticipatory anxiety, not to indulge in any of the catastrophization or any of these thinking patterns. What happened is he went in there, zero expectations, zero scripting, and he just focused on being relaxed, projecting positive energy. And what happened? He You danced for 5 hours. He had the best night he's had in ages. He told me it was one of the most socially freeing events he had had in his life. So this really works. Make sure you implement it. And if this sounds difficult and you want to learn more of these kind of techniques, mind blanking, thought cutting, how to be more present, how to be more spontaneous, by all means, go ahead and hit the link below this video. I spent 3.5 years in Japan training in a monastery to learn to blank my mind and be more present. So this is something that I'm skilled in, and it's something that I share with my clients inside the coaching program. So by all means, go ahead, hit the link below this video and we can jump on a call to discuss.